Today I'm going to do a dedicated server tutorial for NemOps. I'm just going to lay down the minimum requirements to run a server, and then I'll run through the rest with you guys step by step, and hopefully you guys will be able to make a server and host it maybe in your house or at VPS or dedicated server somewhere else. But pretty much everything will be the same, except I'll be using Windows Server 2008 R2. I'm never going to do a Linux tutorial. So yeah. Oh, and even though it's Windows Server 2008 R2, you can use it with any Windows operating system as long as it's XP and above. Vista, I wouldn't recommend it because Vista is just garbage. I wouldn't even recommend it on Windows 8 because Windows 8, again, it's an okay operating system, but it's garbage. It's not 100% compatible with everything. So I'd say XP and 7 are the only two normal desktop operating systems you should be using to actually host a server off of. And you can use any server operating system that's made by Windows to do it. 2008, 2008 R2, 2003. Yeah, so I'd say anything above 2003. 2003 and above is the minimum for the operating system. For RAM, if you're running one server, I would recommend at least 2 gigs on the box, because if you have other stuff running, you're going to use a lot of RAM really quickly. I had 2 gigs of RAM a while ago, and 2 servers was topping my shit. 2 servers. One server should do fine on 2 gigs, maybe even 1.5 gigs, but if you are 1 gig and below, I don't recommend it. It will probably hitch, crash, and fail every time you start it, or you get a colossal amount of people on it. B3 is another story. I don't know how to set that up. My buddy did that for me. Even then, we're just waiting for an update on the dedicated server side for the client and everything, pretty much, so that we can do B3 without any fatal errors or problems. So for now, B3 is not a viable option that we can do or use, but it will be supported in the future. So let's get started here. For connection and CPU, make sure you have it running off a Cat5e or Cat6 cable. Cat5, like normal Cat5, I guess, but you're really only going to get 100 megabytes per second, which is just your LAN speed. Cat5e you can at least get up to gigabit, and Cat6 is pure gigabit. I doubt that you guys will ever use Cat6. I don't even have Cat6 because it's so expensive. But I recommend you just run it off a wired cable. Do not host it off a laptop. I had a lot of problems with my laptop hosting it, and it's just not worth it. So try and stick to a wired connection, and do not use a wireless method of hosting. For CPU, I would say a single core at 2 to 2.5 gigahertz is the minimum. Recommended, I would say a dual core at least 2 gigahertz should do fine. So relatively low specifications. My server has 4 gigs of RAM, and it's a dual core at 2.8 gigahertz. Pretty good shit for getting it all free. So yeah. So I'm going to show you guys how to port forward, and yeah, so let's get started. So first off, I should actually just go all the way back to the beginning. So you're going to go into your Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, Firefox, whatever the fuck you use, and you're going to be typing in your modem or router's name. Now, if you have a modem that is a hybrid, which is what I have, my modem is a router slash modem hybrid, where you can port forward through it and do all that shit. If you have a router and that's connected to the modem that is a hybrid, everything that I'm showing you is going to be backwards and may or may not work unless you just have a normal modem that you have to plug a router into anyways. So if possible, plug your server, or wherever you're going to be having your server hosted, like, yeah, whatever computer you're going to have your fucking server on, plug it directly into your modem if you can. If you don't have any ports left, then you got to compensate. Normal clients, like let's say you're going to be playing a game off of your computer and that's not plugged directly into your modem, you don't need it plugged in there. You can plug it into your router or whatever, because you don't need to have a lot of open ports on your router. So because of this, you're going to want to plug the server directly into the modem, and you're going to want to have your client computer that you would use day to day plugged into your router, so that you don't have any conflictions with ports or NAT or anything. So just do that. I will not answer any questions if you guys do give me that scenario. I already answered them. I already gave my recommendation. I will not go one-on-one and tell you how to do this or do that. I personally just don't use routers. I use switches. So yeah. So yeah. Okay. So to get the IP of your modem, you're gonna want to go into right down here. I don't have any zoom options here, but you go down. If you're on Windows 7, you go down to the little connection icon here, and you right click on it, open Network and Sharing Center. I already opened it, so we go there. Then in here we are going to go to local area connection. It may be named something different, but as long as it says access type internet and then connections, it should, as long as it has internet above it, it should be fine. So you click that. You can go to details, and right here it says IPv4 default gateway. Mine is 192.168.2.1, and it says for the DNS server as well, so you want to make sure that you get the default gateway. Sometimes your DNS may be different, sometimes. So you get that, and you exit all out of there, you close that now. And you go into your browser, Google Chrome, Firefox, or Internet Explorer, whatever you want to do. I use Google Chrome because botnet. No, I'm joking. I just enjoy it more. I have all the plugins and shit that I need, and I don't have any problems. So I'm gonna type it in here, and it's already there. So I press enter, and I already logged in before, but usually the default password for their modems, as long as your ISP doesn't lock you down and prevent you from going in, should be admin blank or admin password 1, something just random. If it's not any of those, just call your ISP up, see if they can give it to you. If they don't give it to you, then sorry, I can't help you. You can try Google searches and just guessing the password, but just, yeah, make sure you don't get locked out of your modem completely, because then you're fucked, and that's not a good situation to be in. So, oh, and this interface that you see right here, this is going to be different from yours to mine. Mine is a very, very high-end modem/router hybrid. I have probably 10 times more features than you guys, and 10 times more performance with this over you guys. Like, this is corporate, kind of corporate grade, but it's made for the home user, so it's kind of dumbed down, but it's actually really, really, really fucking high end. So let's get started on the port forwarding. So we're gonna go over to here to advanced setup. Yours might be different, but for mine it's advanced setup. Just pretty much look for anything that says port forwarding or port forward or whatever. Yeah, so you go there. I'll click on port forwarding. It takes a second to load. And for my ports that I use, because I have B3, but like I'm just future-proofing this for B3 and having multiple servers. I port forwarded. Where the fuck is it? Holy shit. Oh, okay, right here. So down here, oops. Right here, bottom one. You want to make sure that it's UDP. So make sure it's UDP, not TCP. And what you do is you're going to go up here and you'll type in the port. So mine was 27960. And then I had a range, which here I'll just type it. I'm just gonna actually copy and paste that. So this is the starting port, and that's gonna be the first port that it will actually have opened in this port forward, and then you have an ending port, which is going to be the last port in that range that will be open or whatever. Everything in between, like if I just set it like this, like 27962, that would open 27960 and then 1 and then 2, and then it wouldn't open anything else. So I'm just going to set it back to 1. For protocol, you want to make sure it's UDP. If it is not UDP and it's TCP or GRE, I forget what GRE is, it will not work. You need to make sure it's UDP. And then your LAN IP address, which is going to be the IP address of that computer. Some modems change the IP addresses of these computers. You can look up how to set it statically in Windows. I'm not going to show that because it's completely off topic, and it's kind of your, I wouldn't say it's your problem, but if you can figure this out or follow along with this, then you should be able to go and Google how to set a static IP on my computer, or inside your modem, if your modem has that feature. Mine doesn't, because it has a DNS server built in and a DHCP, so I can do anything I want on my side and not have to use it on the modem. So my server is this IP. This is your local internal IP. You can get the IP by going again back in the network and sharing, local IP, local area connection, details, and that is right there. This is my personal computer. That's 192.168.2.11. My server is 2.10. So you do that, you click apply. You don't have to worry about if it says set remote port information. You want to make sure you have the LAN port and IP information. I don't have to touch this. So I'd press apply, but it's already set, so I don't need to do it. So once you have your port set up, you're pretty much ready to go, in the sense that your ports shouldn't be blocked. I just see my Skype chat. So now we can go over to my server box. I am accessing it through TeamViewer because I do not have physical access. It is sitting under my desk, and all I have hooked up to it is a keyboard because I don't want to have a mouse sitting there and all that shit, and dedicate a monitor to it. So let's go in here. I'll actually full screen that bitch. It is only 1440 by 900, so the resolution gets dumbed down a little bit in terms of quality, but whatever. It helps you guys understand what's going on better. So once we're on the box, we pretty much go and what the fuck was it? Oh, you can check your specs right here. Pentium dual core, 2.8 gigahertz, 4 gigs of RAM, blah blah blah. Make sure your Windows is activated so your server doesn't shut down randomly from Windows Genuine or whatever the fuck it is. Ginty. I call it Ginty. As you know, that's how I am. So, as you can see, I have a bunch of servers here, but the one we want to go and fuck around with, actually, I don't know if it's easy. Oh, it's easy to read like this, okay. Is really blurry on my screen. So, you're going to want to have your server. Oh, by the way, you're going to want to have your client sent over to your server. So, example, I have all my servers here, and then I have my NemOps FFA server. That's just a client converted into a server. I'm going to be linking the dedicated server executable on the form. So in the same form topic, I won't be linking it through YouTube because that's silly. And pretty much what I did here was I just have same files and all that shit, just turned into a server with the DW key and all that shit, which I don't, yeah, whatever. DW key, still need it, yeah. So, fuck. So once you have your server, or your client files over onto your dedicated server box, we go into the server, and you put the executable over here. You'd overwrite your client one. I just have the updater there just in case I need it. You can delete the soundtrack if you have that. You can delete everything you don't need, like there would be videos in here, you can delete that. Zone, common, like just make sure everything's the same. I don't have my DLCs set up yet because I haven't dragged them over. But in order to play DLC maps, you have to have the map or the DLC maps actually in your server. So be aware of that. So you're gonna want to send a desktop or an icon to your desktop. So you'll right click on Black Ops mp.exe, create a shortcut. I already have a shortcut, so I don't need to do that. And you'll right click on the shortcut and go to properties. At this point, you're gonna be getting this code, or you're gonna be putting this code in. I will be linking that as well. But as you see, I can't make it the window bigger, but you want to make sure that the port is exactly the same as the one that you port forwarded. So in this one, it's 27960, and then on this one, oops, I accidentally launched it. Fuck you. It's 27961. Oops, fuck you, server. Bitch. Bitch! Get the hell out of here. Fuck you. Die. Die, you whore. I'm trying to fucking turn it off before it starts, because I don't want it on. So yeah, just change the port between servers if you have to. Yeah, and then for the server file, or the CFG file, you're just gonna make sure it says that. Unless you want to name it something stupid like I have a silly server .cfg, and then you just change it in there. But whatever. So we're gonna go back into the folder, and we're gonna go to main. This is where you're gonna put your server.cfg. Once you have it in there, God, sorry, I was reading Skype chat at the same time. So whatever you name the CFG file, you're gonna want to have it line up with the same name as on the executable code. So for the server config, I will just be putting that in on the form as well. But I'll just show you briefly. I have all my Archon and shit hidden because I don't want you guys seeing that. Not like it's anything hard. It's not. So you can change a wide array of shit in here. I do want to stress to you guys, if you guys do not want to fuck up your stats, I'm emphasizing this. Because if you guys do it to yourselves, it's not our fault. So you cannot come onto the forum and be like, hey, my stats are fucked. I can't prestige. Oh, my downloading game settings doesn't work. I can't make a class. I can't change my emblem. I can't do anything on my player card. You know why? It's because you set your XP gain, like you see here, SCR_TDM_score_kill, and then you have it as 1,000. 1,000 is the top, like the absolute max that you can do. You might be able to do a little bit more, but I don't know if we have the hard limit on there yet. I really hope that we have the hard limit on there. I'm not sure. We haven't tested around with that because I don't want to fuck my stats up, and I don't want to fuck up the database. So just keep it at 1,000 per kill if you can. If you raise it above, you may run. Actually, no, I won't say may, because you will fuck up your stats. If you make it so that 1 kill equals an instant level 55 or whatever, then you fucked your stats. If you make it so it's 1,000 per kill, that's great. I haven't had any issues. My friends haven't had any issues. The staff hasn't had any issues. We have not had any issues. So if you have issues and it's because you rose it above 1,000 or you got into a high XP server, that is your own fault. I would have to say that you have to ask a staff member to delete your account so that you can remake that account, or just pretty much make a new account and avoid those servers. But this is a warning to you guys. Just don't make these servers, or we will be blocking your server. And when we block your server, that blocks your IP from playing, or not playing, but making servers. So don't do it. Okay? So pretty much you can change anything you want in the config. You can limit the kill streaks. You can change anything you want. You can do gun game. You can do wager matches. You can do everything you want. For the map rotation, right now I have it as nuked, which is Nuketown, because there hasn't been a lot of people on, so it's just 24/7 Nuketown on my server. I'll probably just give you guys a stock config that you guys can fuck around with. I'll actually ask for one right now. I'm just getting that now, and I'm adding somebody. Add the contacts. Add that bitch. Okay. So, yeah, pretty much once I get that, I'll give you guys that, which will probably be for the end of this video. So I'll save that shit now. I'm saving it over onto my computer now. You guys can't see it because it's on my other screen. Nemops. What the fuck? Nemops? Nemlol. I'm just setting it there because I already have something downloading for that shit. So here. Okay, this is a better example. It still doesn't work. I have to open that later. Okay, so pretty much your config is gonna look like this. You can change your game mode right here. DM equals deathmatch, which is free for all. And my fucking prostitute just logged on, you know him. But you really don't. So where it says TDM, you put TDM under this right. I can't fucking find it. Right here, if you want your game mode, like CTF will be CTF. All that stuff. Yeah, you can change the colors. Pretty much not much more for me to say about it. Just don't do the high XP shit, please. I don't want you guys fucking up your shit, because if you fuck up your shit, people cry, or you might cry to the forum or whatever. We can't help you, and we probably won't help you because you didn't heed our warning. So, it's pretty much the end of this tutorial, but I'll just run the server so that you can see what it does. So I'll run it. So I'll speed through this. If the console takes like more than like 10 seconds to turn on, it will probably just fail. So it says downloading all global counters, and I can just type status to make sure it works. If it brings up this status MP nuke blah 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 and it says nobody's in it, then it worked. And then now your friends can start joining and playing with you, whatever. But yeah, pretty much hope it works for you guys. This was a very step by step tutorial. If you can't figure this out, then either your ISP is preventing you from doing it, you fucked something up on your end, not mine or ours, or you just really need to look over it again and double check your stuff. If it fails the first time, try again. If it fails the third time or second time, try again. If it fails on the third time, come to us. But just don't be posting support questions outside of the support thread. We will not answer them, and we will most likely warn your account. And 3 warnings, and your account is banned. No questions asked, no warnings after that. You will just be banned, or you will lose your posting rights. So, this is the end of the tutorial, and this was Colonel, also known as a Canadian Colonel. Hope this works for you guys, and enjoy Nemops. We have worked on this for a very fucking long time, and we've pretty much had our devs sitting there for 3 or 4 or 5 weeks, pretty much sleeplessly, trying to get this release running perfect and being ready for you guys to actually play it. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Follow us on the Facebook. You can follow me on Twitch TV, because I stream some shit. I stream Black Ops 2. I stream the projects, everything. So feel free to follow me there. I do not have a Twitter, but you can also follow our Facebook and all that shit. So enjoy, and